took that shit for granted, now you lost me. And now I'm all up on my mission, and I'm bossing. And I've been taking all these trips, and you not there with me. I kept it fair with you, you wasn't real with me.
First and foremost, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything you set out to do. Thank you, babies. Also, I do want to give you that brief disclaimer, all right? So I only want you to take what resonates, and I want you to leave the rest behind. I don't want you trying for certain scenarios for you. If you don't get your confirmation through me, I guarantee you're going to get it through somebody else, all right? So be patient with your process. Also, chosen ones, you already know my voice is too raspy to be whispering. So this is about the time that you may want to go ahead and hit that volume. Now, I'm definitely sending so much love to you as far as high vibrations as well, pertaining to the burial of your mother. So definitely sending love towards you, all right? Now, chosen ones, I also want to say thank you, all right? So thank you for your love, like, share, subscribes, gifts, kind words, not only to myself, but each other as well, all right? Because I don't always get the pause in the middle of my message to say that to you. Also, I do still have a bundle deal available. So I will say today will be the last day, or the end. I'll say extended to the end of Sunday, because based upon when I'll post this video, all right? Where as far as you'll get 4 30-minute coaching sessions with me for $150, all right? So that's like a $260 value. Typically, I will have it as far as half off or on sale, all right? So it's available. Links in my bio, but also as far as other services as well. So links available. Now, chosen ones, let's get into this, all right? So there's a few messages that I am getting guided to relay to you. Now, one, you in the middle of your manifestation. So if you haven't picked up the signs and the synchronicities that God's been showing you, baby, you stepped into your season, all right? So this is going to look a few ways for you, okay? Now, one, when I say all of your wishes, all of your prayers are getting presented to you, they are. But because you never had them before, you don't even know what you got to get through or go through in order for it to come to you, okay? So we're going to discuss that. Now, one, there's some of you chosen ones where you were experiencing certain financial blocks, right? So this is your finances may have started to, you always had to struggle, or some of your finances may have actually stopped. You felt like you started to pause in progression. Now, there was various reasons behind it. You had to learn those lessons, right? So some of you, your finances were stopped or stalled because of the individuals that you were connected to. You were providing certain abundance to them, and they had no good intentions for you, right? So these are people that used you, took advantage of you, had a sense of entitlement over you. These are people who worked you 2 times that harder than you had to, or you worked 10 times harder than what you had to because you was carrying the loads for these individuals. So these are certain family members. These are certain karmic lovers that you had, where again, they had a sense of dependency on you. These are people that God wasn't blessing you because these people were supposed to stay in lack based upon their actions that they did. So some of them, it was frauding. Some of it was mental manipulation in order to get monetary gain. Some of them would do anything in order to get ahead financially. So therefore, God had certain finances stop for you or stall for you so that you wasn't able to give to these individuals. So there's that. There's some of you that was under spiritual attack where people were sending certain dark energy towards you to have an impact on you, to make you feel like you're unsuccessful, or you to keep running into certain struggles. And because you weren't all the way in your light, because you were actually speaking certain negative things on your own life. So this was you saying that everything was falling apart for yourself. This is you saying that everything's messed up for yourself. You was claiming certain losses on you that didn't belong to you, but these people were projecting that energy towards you. So therefore, you started to believe it too. So you have to realize what they tried to intend. The magic does not work unless you accept it, unless you actually believe in it. And I always say, give an example at a magic show. They want you to believe that what you see is true, when really there's certain things behind the scenes that's making that illusion make it seem what it is. You understand? So, chosen ones, some of you have worked against yourself. Some of you have hyped yourself up. Some of you have spoken certain negative things on you based upon other people projecting that energy towards you, all right? So you were blocking certain finances. Also, God used certain opportunities to let them know that you don't need certain things on you. That wealth was within you. That you're somebody you wasn't always dressed to impress, because you were somebody that no matter what you got on, your energy and your light is still going to show. People are still going to fall in love with your essence. That you ain't have to do everything that other people had to do to be seen. It actually worked the opposite way. You tried to hide away, but your light kept shining bright. You understand me? So when I tell you that certain blockages pertaining to financially, they're starting to get lifted because, one, you're starting to find your power. You're starting to play your position. But there's some of you that your finances was limited because you were dependent on other people to give it towards you. So this was a stagnancy in a sense, where some people's intentions was to keep you locked away, to keep you limited. But there's some of you that also was dependent on other people's finances for you to get ahead. And it wasn't deliberate, but you became dependent on them. You understand? So God had to remind you who you are and what you can do, that you can build certain things up from the foundation or from the ground up again, like you did before. So a lot of you had to remember you, because you get lost in certain connections. You get lost in certain job positions. You get lost as far as taking care of everybody else, but you don't always prioritize yourself. So you had to remember. You had to get reminded. Have you ever seen those little memes where people are like, oh, they thought about fighting just to see if they still had it? Now, we ain't doing no karmic shit like that, but God will sit there and remind you that you have the ability to do certain things. Some of you was getting blessed through other people because you were putting that power in them. You talking about, oh, well, if you leave so-and-so, then you ain't going to be able to pay your bills. So therefore, you put all of your abundance, that's like you depositing your check into that person's bank account. So that's giving them your blessings and sitting there trusting them to disperse that money like it's supposed to. So they were giving certain allowances to you when really that all of that abundance belonged to you, and it could have came through you had you believed in you, right? So I want you to know, there's some of you that's starting to break certain spells that you placed on yourself, believing that you was going to be effed up forever, believing that the world was against you, and no, that wasn't true. Believing that you wasn't able to get ahead unless you was associated with this person, or unless this person gave you that, or unless this came through this. No, you have to realize that your destiny's already set for you. You understand me? No matter what, everything's already aligned for you. What is going to be, right? So therefore, chosen ones, certain things are starting to be altered. Now, let me say this, right? So finances, you're starting to get signs and synchronicities that finances are coming through for you as long as you did what you were supposed to do. So when God told you to apply to that position, it may not have made sense on how you're going to get that job, and it could be at a different location, or how you was going to get noticed amongst all these people because other people was applying for that position. Certain things are not for you to know specifically. Certain things are not for you to know all the moves, because had you knew the moves, you would have told some individuals that couldn't have went with you, and they would have tried to stop you, right? So be mindful. You don't know every last step. This is almost like, all right, well, get dressed. God is telling you, apply for the position. You're out here praying that more finances come in, but you're not doing nothing to assist. And then you complaining because it's taking a long time. No, what are you doing in order to help out, right? So this is applying for a position. This is taking that risk as far as moving or actually applying for a position outside of what you typically do, something new. See, if you're asking for something, you're going to have to give up something in order to get it, right? So think about your old cell phone. When your phone's broken, right? And then all of a sudden the insurance tells you what? You got to turn that old phone in order for you to get that new one, right? Okay, say you want a new car. You got to get rid of that old car in order for you to get your new car, right? If you want a new couch, you're going to have to get that old couch out in order for you to bring that new couch in. As this goes as far as beds, this goes as far as anything in your life, right? There's an exchange for it. So you have to, one, get rid of that old thinking that you have. You got to stop sitting there having to know all the plans. If God said that you were about to be abundant, if God told told you that you were about to be a billionaire. It's not for you to sit there and say that those things can't happen for you if that belongs to you, as long as you're in your energy. But if you're out here allowing people's projections to change you, it's going to alter what comes towards you as well, right? So this is not matching no energy. This is maintaining your energy within yourself. Yes, there's going to be times where you're going to have to defend yourself, yes, but do not go to the extremes that these people do. You don't got to do no dark arts, no dark magic, none of that shit. What you speak is what you seek, and that's what starts to see, right? And as long as it aligns with what's in your purpose and your path, and as long as it really belongs to you, you're going to obtain those things. But you have to put yourself in position, okay? So again, chosen ones, there's certain things that are playing out right now that you may not see as a victory towards you, but it is, okay? So one, there's some of you talking about, oh, you sick of that job. Oh, you sick of that dumbass job, or you tired every time you clock in, you ready to clock out. Okay. Well, if you're not going to do something about it and you're asking, so you know how you see certain movies where people are hinting around to people because they want them to do what they want them to do, but don't want to say that that's what they want them to do? Okay, I'll explain it, right? So this is almost like you hinting around to God. I sure do want a new job. Like, I sure do want a job where I can just have finances come in, everything be aligned for my children. I got enough to pay bills. I ain't got to deal with this shit. You sitting there venting, right? So God's Mr. Make it happen. God's Mr. All right, well, you talking that stuff, so therefore I'm taking that hint that that's what you want me to do for you, right? So some of you got to be mindful of the conversation and who you talking to, because the things that you're asking for, he's going to start making room for it, right? But then you're going to talk about, oh, nah, I was just talking. Because when things start to happen, things start to move. Now you feeling all upset. Now you stressed. Now you depressed. And you're saying that you wanted to stay where you was at. And God's like, that's not what you was saying. So there's some of you talking about the job position. Okay, you want to be in your purpose. Okay, you want to be happy. You want to sit there and be in a job where it brings you grace, as my friend would say, right? Or it brings you happiness, so on and so forth, right? Now, I'll say this. Okay, in order to get that job position, you're going to have to get out of that job position that is compromising your peace, right? That job position where it's not paying you what you deserve. That job position that you was only supposed to go to get a little baton or get a little sign for the next tool, or the next tool that you was going to use for this next destination that you're about to go to. So there's some of you that you sat there and felt like where you went to was going to be the forever, when nah, you were supposed to just get a certain training from there and then take your ass on to the next position, right? So I will say this. You're asking for a position to get presented, and God's about to do it, but there's ways it's going to happen. It's not going to come all so smooth unless you listen to yourself when you're supposed to be making those moves. So if you already know that the job position that you're in is not your permanent position, what do you need to do? Apply to something new, right? Okay, cool. So if you do not, and you keep talking about how you want another job and how you want certain things, okay, well, God's going to make that move for you. So that's going to come from that job, taking away your peace even more, to the point where you don't even want to show up. It's going to come where them hours are starting to get cut. So therefore now, guess what? You can't get comfortable. You still going to have to look for another position. That's going to come in the form of those hours changing, that it doesn't align with you. It's going to be something that works against you because you say that that position is not for you. So God's like, go apply to something that actually aligns. And in order for you to do so, you got to get out of that old one. You can't be at two jobs at once, right? And there's some of you that, again, you're giving your power to that position and not trusting God when he says, nah, I got you covered right now. So yes, you're going to be out of work for this amount of time, but I got you covered until the next time you get paid. See, you don't even know how he's going to align certain things. So if he's telling you, okay, remove yourself from the position, but you make sure that it's God talking to you and not you trying to make excuses, because there's some of you, oh, you tired, you want to quit. Nah, there's a little bit more work that needs to be done, right? Or the enemy's trying to get in your head, try to leave you have you leave certain positions prematurely. So be mindful, okay? But with me saying this, there's some of you that are going to be forced out of the job position. So that job that you selected because you felt like, oh, well, your bills could get paid quicker. Okay, cool. But it also was going to take away your peace. It also took away your time from certain individuals that meant something to you. And God told you that had you got out of that position and actually applied to something that aligns with you, that he was was going to make sure that the finances started to come in, that you got happiness, that you got peace, all because you trusted him. See, you don't know no more. You don't know more than God. See, he the highest of the high. That's why they call him the Most High. See, he see over everything. He sees certain heights and certain moves that you can't see, right? So therefore, if he's instructing you and you lost in a maze and don't know what to do, why wouldn't you listen to the person that always and sat there and looked out for you, then sat there and showed up for you one way, shape, or form, right? You was the middle of the storm. He ain't guide you there. Some of y'all was hard-headed. Some of you was letting the enemy leer you, or certain Jezebel spirits or siren spirits guide you because you was in the darkness. You ain't know where to go to, and you ain't know God's voice. You couldn't pick it up because you ain't really had no connection with him. So you ain't trust yourself. You ain't trust where he was guiding you. You listened to certain sirens and you got in the middle of some storms, and he still guided your ass out. You understand me? So there's some of you chosen ones, you don't know more than God. See, he'll give you certain gifts. He'll give you certain like things pertaining to him because he put a piece of him in you. But at the same time, there's certain views that you can't see. You got to step out of your situation. See, some of you chosen ones, how come you can always create solutions for other people when it comes to you? You can. It's because you're in the middle of it, right? You got to step outside of yourself in a sense, right? So just know that. Some of you, you talking about how you wanted a new car. Okay, well, that old car is going to start cutting up. That old car is going to start effing up. That old car is no longer going to work for you, so that you are forced to get a new car. And it's going to align. Now, this isn't the time to be doing no fraudulent shit. If it's for you, you're not going to have to do nothing sneaky in order for you to get it. So this ain't you, you applied for that house and you doing something. No, this ain't you, you applying for the car and you out here doing fraud. Absolutely not. It's not none of that shit. If it's divinely aligned for you, it's going to come without you having to do anything extra. You understand me? Except for apply. It's going to divinely align if it's for you. So instead of going into it like, desperation, nah, you chill out. Okay, I know if I apply, regardless, God's going to have it divinely aligned where it's going to get to the right place and I'm going to get that position, right? There's some of you chosen ones where, again, you put your faith in other people's hands that's not even going to play a big position pertaining to where you're going to your destination. They was just supposed to serve as a sign that, okay, yeah, keep going in that direction. And you were supposed to keep moving it on, all right? So right now, there's some of you that shit seems like it's falling apart. I promise you. It's not. It's all coming together. You're clearing out that foundation. So think about it. When you building a real house, I'm talking about you ain't out here renting somebody else's shit out now. If you do, we saluting that. But I'm talking about where you about to go to. You about to be selecting your land. You about to be building your house on it. You about to be buying a house that you is your dream home. Everything that you want. You ain't settling for, I can do without this. Nah, everything on your list is getting checked off, right? So you about to own your stuff, right? It ain't no more renting. And I'm talking about that, not even just pertaining to the house. I'm talking about energy. It's no more sitting there, pouring into somebody else's property, somebody else's vision, somebody else's image, somebody else's way of how you should be living. Nah, this is finally you going to own your energy, chosen ones. You're going to live your life based upon how you want to. You're going to select what aligns with you, and you're not going to sit there and second guess that. You hear me? So with that being said, a lot of you, in order for you to have your dream home, you're going to have to clear out that foundation. So now is a time where certain rocky ass houses, certain foundations that were effed up, it's going to come crashing down. Why? Because now you're going to have an opportunity to clear the grounding, clear the slate. You understand me? Now you get to select your place. So now, chosen ones, certain things are falling apart, you may feel, but again, it's coming together. So you're clearing the foundation. Not only that, you're properly preparing the foundation because you done seen as far as certain structures that didn't work before through experience. So now you know, okay, I can take this tool from this and this tool from that, and I can build something that again is going to have longevity with it. So you are clearing out the foundation, okay? Now you're building. Of course, when you're building, it's not going to be the cleanest shit. It's going to be the dirt. You understand? This is going to be you really in the field in a sense. So those are that seasons where you're not able to spend all that money on you. You wasn't able to spend all that abundance on you. You wasn't able to go out and take certain trips and party with this person and all of that. Nah, you was actually putting that work in. You was healing you. You had to start at the foundation. This is why I say, baby, give yourself more credit. You don't even know where you at right now, right? See, you done sat there and cleared out the foundation. That was you healing yourself from certain things you went through. So in order for you to heal yourself, you had to go through certain shit, right? So therefore, this is you realizing how cycles were connecting and passing down, how certain people had karmic cycles to them. You had to start to see the signs. You had to see certain shit that you ain't want to see so you could see correctly, right? So that was you clearing the foundation. Shit, there's some of you that had to really face you too. Because who you ran into was a reflection of you or who you were at some point in time or where you don't want to go again. So you really had to look certain crazy shit in the eye. You understand me? In order for you to walk away from certain cycles that you were in. So you started at the foundation, start healing you. God start revealing certain things to you. You isolated to elevate. You sat there and started taking accountability. You started correcting your ways. You really started acting differently. You understand now? Of course, you still got a little bit of shit in you, but that shit's going to stay there because again, that's that battle in a sense. When I say a battle, I'm talking about you, somebody who's a soldier. So God's going to keep you having a little bit of spiciness, an ability to be able to protect yourself, to stand your ground, speak up for yourself. So that spiciness is going to stay there, but you're not going to just be sporadically letting that shit out, right? Now, with me saying this, you fixed the foundation, right? That was you healing you. That was you correcting you. You were setting up the foundation. So then you start building. So now you started building on. So that was you learning in certain ways. This is you learning the difference in unlearning certain things to relearn certain things correctly. This is you learning that you had certain skills. This is you learning about you. What triggers you? What's still having you let go that you went through? Okay, what is something that you needed to work on about you? Because it's not just you pointing at everybody else. Because you could say, well, this person was mean and this person is mean. Then motherfucker, what are you doing? Either you out here telling them to do the shit in one way, shape, or form, or you doing this shit and it's certain shit ain't added up. So now you had to sit there, guess what? Start building stuff, putting things together. Okay, well, this way that I acted came from this. Okay, this way that I did came from that. Okay, this is what you started to put things together. You was building in a sense. This is you started to build that dream. You started to build your confidence. You started to build your intuition. You started to trust it. You started to build a lot of things that, again, may not have seemed like shit because they only seen as far as the shell that you was building, but you was still in the process. So now time's passed. Now you done sat there, that one empty field, that foundation that you started, now you started to add on to it. Now again, you was in the mud. You was in all the elements. So you was in the middle of the storm. There was times that you had to sit out there in the rain and wait for God to bring more material to you. You had to be obedient. There's times that you had to wait because certain things wasn't prepared for you. See, you was not, again, in your best dress because you was in the middle of building certain things. See, now when I tell you seasons are changing, where now you're actually, all that hard work is now paying off, chosen ones, to the point where abundance is coming through. Things is about to be a lot easier for you. Now you can buy clothes for you. Now you can go on certain trips. Now you can buy yourself certain gifts. Now you can sit there in the prayer in your true manner, your divine type tip. Now, of course, you might want to get dirty when you want to get dirty if you choose to. Shit, again, you might have your suit and tie and still go out in the field if that's because that's within you. That's what you do. You somebody who creates something out of nothing, right? So when I tell you that the season things are going to be a lot smoother for you, when you finally see like, oh, let me take off them old ass glasses and you get a new view, things are starting to pick up. I'm telling you. So with that being said, congratulations. A lot of you, things is going to happen way different than what you expected, but it's everything that you were expecting. You understand? So you talk about love. Okay, there's about to be some shakeups. This person that you thought, oh, I'm supposed to go to, now this person, this and a reverse. Certain shit is about to be a surprise to you too. As far as love, who was behind the scenes the whole time? Because you thought you was feeling this person's energy, but the whole time you was feeling somebody else's energy that you was around. So a lot of y'all's true divine partners is about to get presented. People starting to put two and two together like, yo, that's my partner. The whole time I thought it was talking about this shorty over here, but it was really that shorty over there. Some of y'all got shakeups. I'm telling you that may lead to certain breakups, but it's bringing you to where you're supposed to be. There's some of you where certain people are about to plead their love for you. Some of them are going to miss the opportunity to do so. It's just going to be a real You're outside. It's a real vibe. You want to say y'all going to be experiencing certain shit. You're going to have to select certain partners. Who you going to be with. Now, all of a sudden, this person want to step up. Now, all of a sudden, this person want to come to. So, listen, y'all got decisions, okay? So definitely choose chosen ones. But I will say, as far as certain things are playing out, but also I'll tell you this. And let me see what time it is. Okay, so, all right. Let me just say this, right? There's karma coming for certain people that was playing with you. So we going to go to the next section. Karma is coming for those people who were playing with you. Okay? There's people that was doing certain dark ass spells, people that was obsessive. There's certain people that was doing love spells on you and it backfired on these individuals. Now they losing their fucking mind. There's certain people that was doing magic to try to manifest you in, and they were trying to call you in. That's a violation. That's like giving somebody a date rape drug because you trying to violate them. That's like putting Molly all in her champagne, right? Because she ain't even guess what? There's violations to certain shit. So there's people that was doing magic to try to. It don't matter that you added love to that shit, motherfucker. You was out here doing love spells to a motherfucker who did not want you, did not know you. You got magic that's backfiring on your ass now. And the person that you were sending it to didn't even have to lift no wine, do no hoodoo or voodoo. They just didn't associate with you. They told on you, told God on you, and now certain things are backfiring. So you about to see certain people go crazy, okay? Now, there's certain people that are going to be obsessive. They're going to cause their own destruction. There's certain people that you're going to see the love spells backfire on them because the people that they were doing love spells on are not going to like them, are going to start to show real aggressive or disrespectful or annoyed type of energy towards them. There's certain people, chosen ones, that was doing certain magic on health. Now their health is starting to F up themselves. Now certain things are start to go down for them. There's certain people that was lying on you. So a lot of people who was doing fraud, that shit's coming back on you. Now I started to say lying on you, but God had me say about the fraud. So there's some of you that could have had people who was lying on you that was doing fraud against you. They about to get caught out. There's certain people, chosen ones, that were coming across like they was abundance, and the whole time they was doing things that they wasn't supposed to be doing. That's about to come out. So a lot of people's getting booked. A lot of people's getting took. That's just how it is, right? But for you, it don't apply to you. You stepping into your season of abundance. So you're about to hear a lot of news. Good news for you. Bad news for other individuals. There's certain people that's going to try to come back to you that they took too long. So God told them that they were supposed to then make their approach. We're supposed to make their apology. We're supposed to then come and change their behavior. And they may not have chose to. So now their time is up. And now you're going to be aligning with a new individual. And a lot of them chosen ones, they're going to be triggered by this. So you're going to have to keep your energy protected. You're going to have to know when to block them or ghost them or not respond or be around them, because a lot of them are going to be salty. You understand? Because they no longer have access. So be mindful. This is the time to focus on you. It's not about hurting people's feelings, but you got to think, for many seasons, certain people were hurting you. You was hurting you too, because you wasn't focused on you, right? This is your season. You're prioritizing yourself. People are going to feel like you're selfish because you're prioritizing yourself. So this means that you're buying yourself gifts. You're going taking certain trips. You're prioritizing your peace, your sleep. You're not going to be out here running yourself down for them. So this is a season where you're going to tell people no. You're going to go places that you want to go. You're going to do the things that you want to do. People are not going to be happy with it, but F it. You understand me? You gotta live for you, chosen ones. So congratulations in advance. Just know karma's coming in. Do not match no energy to these motherfuckers. You maintain yours, all right? Because if you go low like them, you're gonna be in the dark with them, and that darkness is gonna whoop your ass because they not your people, all right? You divine. So stay in the light, all right? That's where your power is. Continue to be great. I'm gonna post this on YouTube shortly. But also, chosen ones, please remember, right now I got that bundle. So it's 4 30-minute coaching sessions a bundle, all right? It's typically around like $240, $250. However, it's $150. I will keep it up until Sunday, all right? For those who ask, I got you. I extended this till Sunday only because I haven't been on live to add really as far as explain or let y'all know that, okay? But love you so much, y'all. Continue to be great. If you need me, you know how to reach me. I'm gonna be back in the AM tomorrow too, okay? Be great, babies.